choosing the right door in VR can be a little confusing sometimes. Do you want to just have a trigger set off and open the door for you? Do you want to use a Grab Interactable, you grab the handle and fling the door open? Or maybe there is a third option. Now, luckily for you, I'm going to be teaching you how to make a Grab Interactable door, but I'm going to also be teaching you how to make the third option that I've come up with, which is kind of a combination of the door that triggers and opens up for the player, but you also have to grab the door handle and move it a little bit. Hey, before we get cooking in this tutorial, this is actually the shrimp from the future. I'm splitting this video up into two parts. In this first one, we're going to be making this into a normal Grab Interactable door that we can use, and then from there, we're going to build on top of that in part two. Back to the tutorial. Hopping right into the project, I am using the VR template to make this video, but you can follow along in your own project as long as you're using the XR Interaction Toolkit 2.5.2. If you are following along on the VR template, all you have to do is duplicate the blank scene like I do in all of my videos. And I've named this one doors. And the only thing I've really swapped out here is I've added these doors here, which I'll explain in a moment, but I have swapped out the prefab that I'm using here. I'm using this guy right here, the XR Interaction setup, not the XR Interaction main menu, no locomotion. You kind of want to move around in this scene since we're opening doors. And you can see that XR setup right here. So let's talk about these doors. So you can see on the left, I've already set this up to be a door that sets off with a trigger. If you would like a separate tutorial on how to make this little trigger door, I'll do it. Just let me know in the comments. But yeah, let's press play and see what we're working with. Now, the first thing you'll notice is this door is very sad, and that's because, well, that's the one we're going to be building later, so we're going to fix this bug right here in a moment. But let's talk about this trigger door. So if we look at the trigger door, and if we come over, you can see here, this is set to is trigger, this is the collider, and then I have a script right here. All it's checking for is if the player or a collider comes into here with a player tag, and then it will run an animation to open the door. That's it. So if I grab the XR Interaction setup, and if I move it over and enter the box, boop, it'll open. And when I leave it, it closes. Simple. What I like about this door is the fact that it's so easy to work with. The player just walks up to it and it opens for them, but it does break immersion a little bit. Now, the other option we have over here is going to be our XR Grab Interactable Door. Now, here we have the Grab Interactable Door. If I reach down and press the grip button, I can swing the door open and throw it open, and that's a pretty good, interaction. But I do kind of have a problem with the door handle just being a Grab Interactable, and it's because it sometimes feels like it's too attached to your hand. You want to just throw it and let go, but that's not really how the controller in the interaction works. It just feels a little wonky. And so that's why I've come up with the third solution, in which we grab the door handle, push it open, but once it reaches a certain threshold, it'll trigger an animation like the trigger door over here, and it will just swing it the rest open. And it just feels a little better. Now, maybe I'm just crazy. Let me know in the comments if I am and I thought about this problem too much. And so I'm going to start off, we're going to build this into a Grab Interactable door that swings open, and then we are just going to turn it into the door that I want with the animation. So let's start off by making this a Grab Interactable door. So if I click it, the first thing I want to do is, if you remember, this thing was freaking out and shooting everywhere. And that's because, well, all the interactions here are interacting with themselves. So what I want to do is I have this parent object, and then I have the door frames and the door object. And this is the parent to the object itself. So this is where the model is. This is just an empty little game object here. This is also an empty game object. And we have all our models, or honestly, all I had to do to make this frame was create a bunch of cubes and scale them down. That's all that is. But they're all running into each other. So let's fix that. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is set this to different layers. So for this, for the entire thing, I am just going to change this to non-interactable, and I'm going to say yes to the children, and that is going to set all these up to be non-interactable. But this door we want to be interactable, so I'm going to set this to the interactable layer, and yes to the children. So now we have this as interactable, this is non-interactable, and then this is all interactable. Oop, flip that. Non-interactable down here, interactable here. All right, perfect. And if you don't have these layers, you just add them, boop, 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 and you just write it in. Now, the next thing we need to do is make sure that the physics of these two things aren't running into each other. So if we go to Edit, Project Settings, and if we go over to Physics, you can see I've already set this up here, and I'll re-enable it just so you can see. So I don't want the interactable or non-interactables interacting with each other. And so I could just do non-interactable with interactable. I don't want those to interact, so you could remove that. But you know what? For this demonstration, I'm removing all of them. I don't want interactables interacting with interactables or non-interactables. And so if I were to start up the scene now everything shouldn't shoot everywhere. See, there you go. It's not shooting everywhere, and I press play. Well, let's make this into a Grab Interactable. So if we see here, we already have a box collider on here, and this is where I dragged the model on and parented it to this empty game object called Door Object. And to make a Grab Interactable, you just do XR Grab Interactable. And you'll see here, it's already attached a rigid body. Now, if we want, we can change this to continuous dynamic just to make sure the player doesn't run really fast through the door. We can also increase the drag, maybe something between like 2 and 5. So if they were to throw the door open, maybe even add some mass, it'll slow it down a little bit. Now here, you might want to consider turning off the gravity, but I am going to be adding a hinge joint so it won't fall through or move in any weird way. But I also don't see the point in having downward force on the door, so I'm gonna personally remove it. Now if we come here, I'm gonna change the interaction layer mask to be interactable and remove the default. We also have a collider that we're going to add. This is where our door handle is going to be in a second, but I want to change a few more things here. So movement type needs to be velocity tracking. We want it to track the controller and move with it, and we don't want it to just instantly snap. We don't really care about the rotation, so we can go ahead and drop that. And then throw on detach. You know what? I think I'm going to keep throw on detach. You know, if they went to push the door open, I want it to keep that momentum. So let's make a door handle. To do that, I'm just going to right click and make a new child of this. We'll make it a cube, and then I'm just going to call it door handle. And I'm going to speed through this, but I'm just going to scale it down and put it on the door handle. All right, there's our fancy little door handle, and we don't really care about the mesh, so we can turn that off, but we still have this little collider here, and that's what's going to detect when the player comes in, and we just need to drag it into our colliders. And there we are. Now, in order to complete making this a Grab Interactable door, just like the green door, we need to add a hinge joint. And this is going to limit the rotation of this door so it's not swinging or moving around or being thrown around like a bowling ball. So to do that, you just add a hinge joint. And if I click this, you can see this is where the hinge joint is now. So we need to move it down and to the right about the center here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick. Now you can see here that I moved it down to 1 on the y-axis and 0.5 on the z-axis. And then we need to rotate it. We want it to rotate around the y-axis. So I'm going to change this to 0 and this to 1. And now it's made a flat little circle. Now the last thing we want to do is we want to make sure that it is limited. We don't want it to go in a 360 direction. We just want it to go a little bit backwards. So to do that, we just have to hit limit, use limit, and then we have a min and a max. So for this, let me play with it for a second. Yeah, I'm just going to move the minimum. I'm going to move the minimum to -120 and then keep this at 0. Let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now, before we boot this up and see if the door is working, one last thing I want to point out to everyone is make sure that this can actually interact with the right layers. So we have our left controller and our right controller in the direct interactors. I'm going to select them both. And if we come down here, there is this new thing here, physics layer mask. And we want to make sure we have all the layers that we want to interact with, well, in terms of physics. So we need to make sure not only the interaction layer mask is set to the right thing, like interactable in default, but also the physics layer mask to default and interactable. Now, on top of the direct interactors, I also want to mention something about the character controller. So originally this had a step offset of 5. I noticed when I was walking through these doors, I needed to lower this in order to go through this door frame. And I don't know if it's interpreting this top bar as like a step up or something, and so it blocks it. It's kind of weird behavior that I wasn't expecting, because the step offset is just supposed to be when you're like stepping up on a ledge that's a little higher. So yeah, if you're running into that problem, you might want to play with these settings a little bit. All right, and as you can see, I can walk up to the door, I can grab the handle, and I can fling it open. So it works just like our Grab Interactable door. And so there you have it. You now have a Grab Interactable door. Sadly, this tutorial ended up being a lot longer than I expected, so I'm splitting it into 2 parts. Part 2 is when I'm going to be transforming this door into something a little cooler, and it will be able to use animations to open the door when you swing it wide open. And that's going to release a little later in a couple days. Thank you as always to my Patreon subscribers. Without you, I can't do this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.